Hello, Flosstube. Welcome back to Stories and Stitches. My name is Megan, and this is Flosstube episode 12. And when I am recording this today, it is October the 15th, and it is a cool, gloomy, rainy, windy day out there. So hopefully the lighting doesn't do anything too terrible in this video. I'm trying to avoid the overhead light because it's a little bit brighter than I want it to be. I can see I have a little bit of a glare on my glasses, but hopefully this is going to be not too bad and we won't lose the lighting at all. So, how have you all been for the last couple weeks? It's been 2 weeks, I think, give or take, since I filmed last. And it has been a bit of a weird fall on my end. So in the terms of like weather, we had very, very hot. It was like summer weather, 30 degrees here a couple weeks ago, and then less than 1 week later, it was like 8 degrees and cool and rainy and whatnot. So definitely sweater weather this week, definitely feeling like we're into fall, and I have been enjoying it, and I've been embracing it and doing lots of different types of stitching and some spooky stitching as well, which I'm really enjoying. But we'll get into that in a minute. So since I last saw you, we have had Thanksgiving here. I'm in Canada, and we had Thanksgiving last weekend, which was a lovely time. My nieces and nephew were over, along with my sister and brother-in-law and my brother, and we had a really nice Thanksgiving dinner with my parents, and I got to play with my nieces and nephew. We played some video games and kind of just hung out. It was really great. It was a nice weekend, and other than that, just been doing the weekly routine, trying to figure out a good balance between working on projects and relaxing and getting all the rest that I need and all of that kind of thing. But it's been a great couple weeks, and I have gotten a pretty good amount of stitching progress done. I'm pretty happy with what I've been able to get done so far as stitching. It turns out that taking off a little bit of the pressure and going with that approach of, if like you only have to get done 100 stitches tonight, if you get done more, that's great. If not, just pick it up and do 100, has helped me be picking things up. And the fandom, we'll talk about this more as I said, but Fandom Stitching Central, the way the prompts have been set up for the monthlies, has helped with that for me. So I feel like I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting some rotation in, but I'm also getting some good progress on one project that we will see in a minute. And I really hope the sun's coming out, so I hope that that's not going to be too glary. Anyways, the plan for this video is we're going to do stitchy progress, we're going to do some plans, and I have a little bit of haul to show you this week. My order from 123 Stitch came in just after I think I filmed the last time, or a little bit after that. I have some other crafts to show you, and then a story section. So without further ado, without further rambling, let's get to it. Okay, the last time I saw you, I had not yet done my temperature shelf for that day on the Saturday. I was running a bit behind and hadn't picked it up yet. So I have, just looking for a board. So I have 3 weeks worth of progress to show you on this one. And here is where it was the last time you saw it. And yeah, here is where it is now. There, let me just show you a little bit more up close the last couple weeks. Okay, so believe that I was just before here the last time, perhaps somewhere in this area. I have finished that week. We've moved into here. You can see we had that 1 week that was really hot. We've got some really hot temperatures still in there. And then this past week has gone all into yellow green, and we have some blue in the lows there. So all the low temperatures from this week became the high temperatures for this week past. So definitely has been a switch. It's a pretty dramatic switch if we look at the whole of Like if we look at where we were in September to here, it's a pretty dramatic drop off. And we might get a few more nice-ish days, but it's kind of looking like the fall weather is here to stay. So, but here where I am, southwestern Ontario, can kind of go either way. We could still get some gorgeous weekends at this point, but it is looking like the cool weather is here. So, but hopefully we'll get a little bit of this in between weather before it gets really cold and the snow comes. We shall see. We shall see. So on that one, I stitched it for day 4 of my 13 different projects in October prompt. That one was day 4 because the first day was technically before October started. So this one was the 4th day, and I have done a total of 315 stitches in that one since you last saw it. Project number 2 is one that I didn't get a ton of progress done, but I touched it, which was good. And then I kind of got stuck because I have to do the back stitch before I move on to the next step. And oh, what is my camera doing? Stop. Okay, there we go. I don't know what was going on there. It was doing a bit of a weird focus. Hopefully it doesn't keep doing that. Okay. So this is Greenhouse of Oddities by LolaCrow Designs. This is what it will look like when it is finished. As you've heard me say before, there's one part that has the potential to change depending on which gentleman scientist I decide to put in. But this is approximately what it will look like when it is finished. And I finished, I don't remember what part I was on. Was it planting? So we have planting 1, 2, 3. I think I'm almost done planting number 4, but I have to do the back stitch on it. And the night I was working on this, there was too much back stitch for me to do before bed. Here is where it was when you saw it the last time. And here is where it is now. Get a little bit more of a close-up on the section that I worked on. So I worked on this section in here. I don't know why I'm having such an awkward time of this today. This section in here, so our little rat friend is done, which I think he was done the last time. And then I finished all of this little, I don't know if it's a well or a planter box or what it is. Just try and shift that. But I finished all of that. And then this plant up here, which I think is the Venus flytrap. And I think these ones were done last time, or were they this part? Either way, this was the section I was working on. I just have to backstitch it, and then I can move into the next section. I worked on it one day. This was the first project of the 13 different projects project prompt. And I did not write down how many stitches I did on this one. So I think it was about 112, I want to say. I'll try to remember to put the number of stitches here, but it was about 112, give or take, on that one. Okay, we are on project number 3. This one, I should technically probably just keep this one till the end, but I'm going to do it now because this was the 3rd project that I worked on since I saw you the last time. This is Tonight We Ride. This is one you have become familiar with over the last little bit because I've been working on it pretty consistently. It's the one, I haven't had too many spooky projects on the go this year. So this is the one that's consistently come out for any day that is spooky stitching. That is about to change, that I have some spooky starts planned for this month and one of them started that you'll see in a sneaky minute. But anyways, I am working on this one as the 1 project for 13 days prompt. So this is how it will look like when it is finished. There. Okay. A little bit of a glare on it. It's by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And here is where it looked like the last time you saw it. And here is where it looks now. Look at that. Let me get my board here. I've just put something on top of it. Let me get my board. I have gotten done so much on this one. Many of the days, so I just have to do 100 stitches for the prompt for it to count for that day. A lot of the days I've done 200 to 300, but there's been days I've only done one. So I did this as day 2 of the 13 different projects, and then I've done 9 days of it on as the one project for 13 days. I have done a total of 2,229 stitches on this one so far this month. So far this month. And I am absolutely loving it. I've pulled it out of the Q-snap because I had to move it. I kind of finished most of what I could do in the Q-snap. I think I'm going to move it over this way and finish up the buildings that go in this side, and then I'll move it over and do the other side. I suspect between now and the end of the month, I'll just get a start on some of these buildings because I've put it away. There's still quite a lot of stitches in them, and there is some black sections, but there's also a couple different colors. This section went pretty easily in some ways because it was a lot of black fill-in. So a lot of just going back and forth, which isn't always the most interesting, but moves pretty quickly, which was partially why I could get in so many, because sometimes 100 stitches kind of felt like nothing in the night. So I am very, very impressed with how much I've managed to get done on that one. And I'm excited to see how much I can do the rest of the month. So I still have 4 days left to work on this one for the prompt. And then not sure if I'll work on it past that in the month, depending on when that brings me to, or if I'll put it away and work on some other spooky stitching or not. But definitely we'll be seeing more progress on that before the end of the month. Ooh, the next video. Okay, so we are up to project number 5. We are moving so quickly today, and I only have 6 projects this month because of the prompts that I've been working on. So far I only have 6, which I know is shocking considering the last few videos I've had 9 pretty consistently. But over 2,000 stitches on that Moonlight sampler, I think explains why there's less this month. So anyways, the next one is the Moonlight sampler by the Blue Flower. I don't think you've seen this one for a few months. It might have just been in the Whip Parade, but here is where it was the last time you saw it. And I have not been saying any of the fabrics or counts. I am sorry. I think most of them are ones that you already know. The only one would be that Tonight We Ride is 14 count. I don't remember the colorway, but it's Be Stitch Me fabric, hand-dyed by the Be Stitch Me that came with the kit, the Halloween box last year. Anyways, I don't know what the fabric is for this one, other than the fact that it is 40 count gray of some kind. Anyways, here, oh yeah, we definitely need a board behind this one. Myself. Here's where it is now. Hey. So I worked on these 3 letters, I think, if you can see them. Can I get them? You see those there. S, T, and U, I think. I think I had only done M, E, and F the last time. I might have done one of them, but these were the letters I was working on. They do show up better in person. Camera's not pay. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. All right. I did 136 stitches on that one, and that one was day 3 of the 13 different days project. And this one is 40 count, 1 over 2. 1 thread over 2. Except for one section that I messed up and did 2 over 2. But that was a bit tight, and I realized pretty quickly that I was doing that one wrong. I would like to work on this one a little bit more this year. I'm not 100% sure how much more time it'll get though. So hopefully if it doesn't get a lot more time this year, it'll get some love next year because it's in a pretty sad state. Okay, so we have just flown through those and we are on project number 6. No, we aren't. We're on project 5. That last one was 4. This one is 5. I'm not 100% sure that I've counted correctly throughout this here, but we are now on project number 5. Sorry, I have a Flosstube itchy nose. Now on project number 5. And I don't know what it is about my setup today, but it is just not, I am not jiving with it. Project number 5 was for day 5 of my 13 different days. So we had Greenhouse of Oddities, Tonight We Ride, Moonlight Sampler, Temperature Shelf, and then this one, which is Santa's Journey. Let me just pull it out here. So you saw this one last time. This is Santa's Journey by Jan Len. Here. That is how it will look when it is finished. Oh, there we go. Okay. And let me just pull it out of its bag. So if you're wondering, this one is actually, because I keep it on its scroll rod, I have it in a king size waterproof pillowcase. I got the idea from, cannot remember her name. Cross Stitching Smiles, Ryan, or what are their names? Oh my goodness, I cannot remember. I'm terrible. But the Cross Stitching Smiles channel, I got the idea from her. She keeps some of her really big ones, like her world map. She keeps it in a king size waterproof pillowcase because then it doesn't get anything on it and it fits everything that's in there. So that is also working for my Santa's Journey. All right, you're seeing a sneaky peek of it here. Here's where it was the last time you saw it. And let's see if I can get you, have you see this, since I've been struggling so much with getting this shown or getting other things shown, and they're smaller than this. Here's where it is now. So I have worked on, what was I working on? You should be able to tell I've done a lot of fill in on legs. So all of these 4 legs are, I think, pretty much filled in except for the hooves. I was working on the hooves and I was going to finish those, and then I don't know, I got distracted. And then I moved over here and started working on these ones as well. These hooves and legs. I think I was working a bit on this leg here because I decided I wanted to get all of the legs done for these reindeer here. And I think that I had extra of whatever color I finished with over here still on my needle, so I thought I might as well come over here and work on some of these. So that one is moving along slowly but surely. I'm attached. My needle minder is attached. I don't want to lose it. Here we go. I did, how much did I do? So slowly but surely, and I got 177 stitches done on that one the last couple weeks. So I haven't been getting a ton done on that, but those 100 to 200 stitches, it'll add up over time. And hopefully going into November and December, this one will get some more love on it. All right. So that was project 5. We are now on project number 6, which is the last one that I've worked on since I saw you. This is actually when I started yesterday. So this one is my new moon, new start for this month. This is when I started. I was supposed to start it on, I don't remember if it was supposed to get started yesterday or not, or if it was to get started Friday. But I also have plans for a spooky start for Friday the 13th. So Friday the 13th in October called for some spooky new starts. So this one is one of the two, either the spooky or the new moon, new start. And the other one that I will be starting later today, didn't quite get it started for this video, but will be started later today, will be the other new start. Got me all up in the new starts. You'll have noticed I didn't have any finishes in the last 2 weeks, but got some new starts going on still. So, you know, all the responsible. So this new start is the Quirky Quaker Bat by Darling and Whimsy. Yeah, okay. Hopefully you'll be able to see, but this is what he will look like when he's finished. I am doing him on 14 count. I can't remember what this one is. It's a 14 count Picture This Plus. It was a remnant from something else that I had done, and I can't remember what the colorway is on it. But it is a orange with black in it. And there he is. Look at that. So I have the whole kind of bat is done and the little bits around. I think there's 3 sort of, they're not pumpkins, but 3 like more motifs down here, and then all the border area still for me doing. The border is a little bit intricate on this one, but that is where he is. And you can't really, I wish you could see the color change in him. It's very subtle. I am doing him with Midnight by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. So if you can see, of course the sun has chosen to come out, but it's kind of a black gray with just a few different levels of kind of gray and black in it. And a little bit of like a tinge of blue, a little tinge of green. I love it. I love Hand Dyed by Rolanda. So that one was my new start. And I have done, I didn't write down how much I had done in here either. My goodness. My goodness. Apparently I was not prepared. So we were supposed to do family photos yesterday, and then I was going to film today. And then the weather was unpredictable and terrible. So we decided to switch them to today, but based on the other things, I still had to film today. So I had everything prepped up Friday, I think, and yesterday with just a few spots of where I had to go back and fill in stitch counts. And apparently today I forgot to go back in and fill in some of those stitch counts. I think I did, I'm pretty sure I did just over 200, maybe 229, something like that. Just over 200 stitches, I believe, on that one yesterday. So I am happy with the progress of that one. That one shouldn't take too long to finish. So hopefully by the time you see me next, that one will be a finish. And we can get it as a start and a finish off my list in October. That would be ideal. All right, so that is all my stitchy progress. Can you believe it? I have the weirdest shadow going on my face, and it's throwing me off. Getting highly distracted by the way the sun is coming through right now, or for the whole video. So my mom had a couple pieces that she finished that I wanted to show you. The first one is this little Christmas Volkswagen bus. It was from, I don't know which magazine, one of the cross stitch magazines, either Just Cross, or I don't know if it was from Just Cross Stitch or like Cross Stitcher, but it's a 2021 one. She put 2021 down the bottom because that was when we got our trailer. So she did put that on there. So that was that one. I love how his little wipers make him look like he has eyes. And then as an other craft, she made this crocheted, what do you call it, doily or hot pad dishcloth thing. But it's got a pumpkin in it. I love it. It's a nice weight. It's a really nice size. Super pretty. Those were her finishes. for the last couple weeks. Okay, so plans. My October plans. So first off, as I mentioned, there will be a new start coming up in the next, well, hopefully today, which I will show you in a minute. But other than that, I'm going to continue working on the fandom stitching monthly prompts. They're working really well for me. So I have 4 days left of the one project for 13 days. And then I have, what, 8 days left? Yes, 8 days left on the different projects for different days. So 8 different projects that still need to get worked on. And I believe, yes, one of those will probably be my new start for today. And one of them should be flea market flowers, because that was one that I rolled that I haven't done yet. So that's what will happen with the Fandom Stitching Central. I'm very much enjoying this. I may set myself up with something similar for next month. We'll see. Still TBD, but I am enjoying it. It's working really well for me this month with all the things I have going on. My dice rolling is going pretty well. I've been doing the rolls to pick sort of my next project in the 13 different projects. And that's how I picked Moonlight Sampler, Santa's Journey, Flea Market Flowers that we'll work on, and I think Greenhouse as well. Not the Tonight We Ride, because that one I knew I was going to do anyway, so I just did it. Same with Temperature Shelf. So they're kind of daily-ish. Every couple days it tends to be at this point. The 2 projects that I rolled for my master list rolls for October, I haven't touched yet. One of them is Moon Glow, which will hopefully come out. Hopefully I'll get rolled maybe this week or next. And 'Twas the Night are the 2 that I rolled for that will need to get picked up at some point before the end of the month. So I have 15 days left to get those done. And I'm still kind of working on it. It's still something that I'm tweaking a little bit. And we'll see how it goes into next month and what I tweak and what I keep. And the rest of the plan for this month is just to kind of continue on, keep on going, keep doing the projects, fill the ones that I finish the project, hopefully get through at least one rotation of my dice rolling. I hope, because otherwise that'll probably mean I haven't finished my prompt. But now that I'm starting, once I get to the end of Tonight We Ride, that will sort of, some nights I've chosen to focus on that one instead. But hopefully now that that's getting towards the end, I'll start doing some of the other ones as well. That is all my plans for the next couple weeks. The only other thing that I have for this section isn't really a plan, but I've decided to set up an Instagram specifically for Stories and Stitches. So my cross stitch projects, my crafting projects, all the things. I had debated just using sort of the account that I already have and maybe changing the name, but I think what I'm going to do is just set up a dedicated Instagram account for Stories and Stitches. I don't quite have it set up yet, but we'll hopefully, fingers crossed, have it set up by the time you see this video. So if you are interested in following me over on Instagram, you can check out the description below, and I will have whatever username I end up with down below. I'm gonna actually check to see if Stories and Stitches is available. I think it was the last, when I first set up the channel, because I checked, but I haven't checked recently. So it'll be some combination of that. It'll be down in the description. I have no idea how often I'll post over there. I don't really post that consistently on my main account, but having a dedicated account, I might post more often. We'll see. I'm not always great with the aesthetic photos, but I kind of want to try and get a little bit better. So I will hopefully be posting over there. Feel free to come join me if you would like. And that is it for the stitching. Sorry. The sun is just shining in all its glory over here right now. There, maybe if I sit back a little bit. That's it for the stitching. If you are just here for the stitching, I will say goodbye to you now. I do have my haul next. So you may want to stick around for a little bit to see what my new start will be. Or if you're not interested in haul or seeing what that new start is, feel free to leave. I'll say goodbye now. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful stitchy week. All right, let us move on to my haul. So last time we chatted, I had told you that I had a 1, 2, 3 stitch order that I was waiting on. Turns out I'm gonna have to do another order because there were a couple things I forgot to, or that weren't available and are now. But I will show you some of the things that I got. So a couple of the things I got were from my mom, and I don't have them all here because they weren't really my haul. I did get a set of, Easy Guide, Easy Guide ball tip needle that were recommended to help with the my Haid, the Beach Babes in particular, because it keeps poking my fingers and the thimbles don't always work. So these were recommended. So I haven't tried them out yet. I got size 26, so we'll see if this is a size that I like. We'll see how I think of them. I do like the ball at the bottom, so I am definitely interested in trying those out, but I gotta find time to work on that project first. Next up, I got, so one of the fabrics that I got that we picked up for my mom is the big chunk of 16 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And it is to do her fall at Hawk Run Hollow or autumn at Hawk Run Hollow and Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow that she plans to start. And then I realized that I have this Christmas pattern, so Christmas Bell sampler, that I picked up after Christmas last year or just before Christmas last year. And I didn't have fabric for it yet. So I had written down 2 possibilities, but hadn't yet picked up the fabric. And I do want to start this December, possibly as my Christmas Eve new start, possibly prior to that, unsure yet. But I needed to get the fabric, and it wasn't going to work out for me to get the fabric, realize in December that I didn't have it yet. So since one of the options I had put was the cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim, once we had finished cutting the fabric for her pieces, we checked to see if there was enough left over, and there was. So I have a piece of 16 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim that I will be doing my Christmas Bell sampler on. And I have my fabrics. I have a conversion actually picked out with Roxy and Co Floss that I will be using for that piece. So those are the ones that I am going to use there. So that one is now ready to go and all ready to be started in December, or whenever I decide to pick it up between now and December. I then picked up some, so I got, I don't think I brought it up here. I forgot one thing, so I'm not going to show it here. I picked up Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. So we already had fall at Hawk Run Hollow and Halloween, and we have one other one. But I bought Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. I'll put a picture of it here. A lot of you are familiar with the chart. You're probably familiar with the chart. I forgot to bring it in here, but Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow I picked up, and then I bought one other pattern that has been on my wish list for a while now, and I finally decided to get it. And this is the one that's going to be my new start. So I got what is it called? Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. That's going to be my next new start. And I bought the fabric to go with it. So I bought a piece of, I'm doing this one on 14 count. So 14 count Haunted. I don't know if you're getting a good, that's not too bad. 14 count Haunted by Picture This Plus to do it on. I love it. It's kind of a gray, it's a little bit of a green tint to it. So that's the one I'm going to be doing that on. And along those same lines, I am going to be starting autumn. I'm going to be starting Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, I think, for my Halloween new start, so on December 31st. And so that is this one here, if you aren't familiar with it. There. And instead of doing it on sort of the linen color, I have decided I'm going to do it also on Haunted by Picture This Plus. I might have to convert a few colors to match better with this color, but this is sort of more the color way that I enjoy than the linen, though I do really like the cream and sugar. So we'll see. I'll probably do some more things on that, but I thought Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow would look great on this. So that is what I will be doing that one on, potentially with a few conversions just to make the colors work. And this one is actually 16 count. So I don't actually know if you'd be able to tell. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see. I'm going to show you because they are, you won't get, I don't know if you'll get quite a full picture of it, but if you can tell, the two, so 14 and 16 have dyed slightly different. One is a little bit darker, and I love them both. I am very excited, but it's always interesting to see how the dye picks up on different counts and just different color runs. So let's make sure I put the right ones back in the right places. But that is my haul. I have two big Halloween projects still to start for this month. So hopefully I'm still going to be able to stick and get to 23 projects only on my WIP list by the end of the year. We shall see. We shall see. And then the rest of my haul, I don't think there was anything else, was the specialty flosses for Sleepy Hollow. I haven't bought the beads yet because it's going to be a little while before I get to any of the beads. Though I don't know if I'm going to bead as I go. I might. We'll see. I probably will bead as I go, but I'm not going to be at the beads for a little bit. So either way, I bought the water lilies. So it's lemon and lime Caron water lilies. This is the moon, I believe. And then I bought the 3 Krynics. There. So it is Krynic, what is it? What do we have? Oh no, they're all number 4. And I have 9194, 5009, and 105C are the 3 that are in this one. I really like this one here. I don't know if you can tell. It's like greeny, sparkly. And this one here as well. I like them. I'm excited. Excited to get into them. Although I'm going to start I've planned to start in the top corner, which of course means there's beads right up in the top right. So we'll see. I may plan to do most of the border first and then do the beads and then work in, but then it makes it tricky to get into the Q-snap. So yet to be determined how I'm going to do that one. But so that was all my haul, I believe, from Fat Quarter or from 123 Stitch. And now with Fat Quarter Shop, I also got just a mini haul. Some of it was for quilting, and 2 things though were cross stitch related. Well, I got a 11 by 11 Q-snap for my mother because we wanted to get one last time I ordered and they were sold out. I picked up just a bolt of cream floss that we've been using for a lot of sewing projects, and some fusible fleece, which I like this one for sort of small to medium projects. It's a really good weight as well for finishing of cross stitch stuff sometimes. Like if I need a batting behind a flat fold, sometimes I'll use this. Not always, because this one's better for like ironing, but it is a good weight that I really like. And then the cross stitch related portion of that haul is more fabric. So these are two fabrics, the exact same, 18 by 27 cut of 14 count Alchemy by Picture This Plus, because Alchemy is one of my all-time favorite gray fabrics. The number of times that I look at a project and I think, oh, that would be perfect on Alchemy is out of this world. I don't remember, what did I do it on? I've done a couple Halloween projects, I think, on this one. But I love just such a nice, light, basic gray. Like, this is like, this, I don't always love the linens. This is my neutral. This gray is my favorite neutral. 100%. So what I have discovered is that 14 count Alchemy is a lot of other people's favorite color too, and it has been ridiculously difficult to get for the last few months. Like, anytime I get a notification that it's in stock, if I don't go right away, it's gone, sold out again in no time at all. And Picture This Plus hasn't even had the 14 count in months. Or Picture This Plus, 123 Stitch hasn't even had the 14 count in months. So when I knew I needed to order from Fat Quarter Shop anyways, and I got the notification that it was in stock, I picked up 2 pieces of that. So that will definitely get used for something in the near future because I just love it. It's one of my favorites. And that is all of my haul. All right. Okay, so that is, we are going to move into the other crafts now. There's only a couple, but if you are not interested in seeing those, then have a wonderful day and I will talk to you in a couple weeks. But for everyone else, let us move over to other crafts. So as I mentioned, there actually weren't too many. I haven't done too many other crafts this month. I don't know if it's because I've been so focused on the 13 prompts. So maybe that's something that says I need to not do 13. If I kind of do this again, I might need to put down the number of days that I do. Anyways, so that I can get some other craft stuff done because I've done like nothing. What I have done is I've worked on my orange blanket. I've done at least I'd say either 12 to 16 rows on this since the last time you saw it. I should really put a marker. Did I move this? Maybe this marker was here from the last time. I may have done this section here since last time you saw it. That would make sense. So I should move this marker up each time so that you can see. Let's do that right now. How about we do that? Move it up so that next time we know that this was where I was the last time. You can see how much I got done. This one got worked on because I work on it pretty much every Thursday night. So I have a meeting that I work on this on while I'm on Zoom every Thursday. So that one got some progress on it, which is nice. It's slow but steady on that one. And the other project was my Glamp Camp quilt that I am making for my mother. Now, this is going to be a bit tricky to show because of the stage it's in, but I'm going to show a picture of the last time I had all the blocks done, and sort of here's a picture of my layout in progress. And this, I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'll wait until it's totally done and do a reveal, but it is, we have quilt sandwiched it up. So it is in full quilt sandwich. So the front has been, it's been all sewn together with all the like sashing bits in the middle. It's sewn together in quilt sandwich, and I'm working on quilting it. Can't really see from here, but it is in the quilting stage. So it's coming along. It's making some good progress. But I will show you that. I'll try and take a picture once I finished it to be able to show you better the next time. So that's kind of been what I've worked on. I think I did one day, one of my Sewing Sunday days, I did the like all the sashing parts, assembly. And then last weekend on Monday, because I had Monday off for Thanksgiving, I basted it. I finished the back, like I pieced together the back. I basted it, and then I started in on the quilting. There's a couple bits that I'm not super happy with, but it is my first time quilting something of this size, and I'm doing it on my machine, not a long arm. So there's a learning curve, but I'm really happy with how that is starting to look. But yeah, I may take a picture and put it in. I may wait and make you wait until it's finished to show you. And that's it. That's all my other crafts. I do have plans for other crafts. I should have had haul, but I've left it downstairs. I'll try and remember to bring it the next time. But I got 2 balls of baby yarn because I have a baby blanket to make for a friend of mine. And hopefully before the next video, you'll see some progress on my Halloween gnomes because I haven't touched them at all this month. So it's not currently looking good for them to be done in time for Halloween, considering it's like a week and a half away. Not looking good, but we'll see. There's always time. I can try. A girl can dream. So that is it. I am going to move into stories in a section, and we are going to move into stories in just a moment. So if you are here for just the crafting, again, thank you so much for being here. I very much appreciate you joining me and spending time with me. I know today I feel like I'm a little scattered. I thought I was a little scattered last week, but I definitely feel scattered this week. So I don't know what's up with that. I gotta figure out the process or get back on track with my brain. But I will see you the next time. Have a wonderful stitchy week. And for everyone else, let us move over to stories. So I have been update on reading, so books. Last time I told you that last time I laid out a little bit more about my plan for reading and how I've kind of given myself a goal of 20 pages a day and about 20 minutes at least of audiobook. I haven't managed that every single day, but I've done pretty well. I've done more reading days than audiobook days, but I think overall it's working well. So 20 pages a day seems like a good number for me to be able to accomplish. And the 20 minutes of audiobook also is, but that one, I ran into a problem where I picked up one book and then I didn't pick it up in time, so it got returned. So I had to pick up another one. So got a little bit, it's trickier to read it when you've jumped between books. So, but I will get back on track with that one. So from the last video, I finished reading the Bone Hacker by Kathy Reichs there. So I finished that, I think, the Saturday after I filmed my Flosstube. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's my absolute favorite Kathy Reichs book, but it was on the list. I enjoyed it. It was definitely an enjoyable read. I liked the premise of this one a lot and the twist of it, the sort of twist or the way it all came together. I won't say much because it'll be all kinds of spoilers, but I did really enjoy this one. So I finished reading that one. I also finished A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, which I was listening to on an audiobook, and that one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one immensely. I will definitely be reading more from T. Kingfisher, and I would highly recommend this one. It was middle grade, I think, or young adult, but yeah, it was enjoyable. There were some really hilarious moments. The wit was really great. It was a good read. Good read for this month as well, because it sort of got that like fall vibes to it, but not being super spooky if you're not into the spooky. So that one was enjoyable. I then picked up Finley Donovan is Killing It as an audiobook, which I'll put the cover here. This one was very funny. I don't know if I actually finished it now that I'm thinking it through. I think that is one that actually got returned and that I'm going to have to get out again because I can't remember how it ended. I don't think I finished that. I have it marked down as finished. I don't think it is. Apparently, I'm killing it over here. The premise of this one, though, is without giving any spoilers, it's pretty early on, and I think it's right in the back of the book. But basically, this housewife, she's a writer. She's not doing that great from her novels. She's selling, but they're not selling great. She's not earning heaps of money on it. She's recently divorced. She's a single mother. She's about to lose everything. She can't pay her bills. Her ex-husband is trying to take her children. It's a whole deal. He's, constantly threatening to cut her off, all the things. So she's struggling. She goes to a meeting with her agent, and somehow the woman sitting at the table beside her misconstrues the conversation she's having with her agent, where she's discussing making it killer and like her next book and how much she wants from her next book. And this woman somehow misconstrues this, along with a couple other things that I'll let you read for yourself. Misconstrues the conversation and the situation and thinks that Finley Donovan is actually a hit woman. And so she attempts to hire her to kill her husband. And it just kind of goes from there, and it is great. I had it recommended through a booktube video, booktuber that I really love, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So I'll definitely be picking that back up when it comes back into my library. But I would highly recommend that one so far. It's really funny and it's a good time. And then I started reading Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I'll put a picture of it here. This is one I've had on my bookshelf for years. I wanted to read it way back when book 2 came out, Villains, and never did. So it comes to the front and becomes part of my Halloween decor every year, but I haven't actually read it. So I am reading it now. I'm very much enjoying it. I don't know why I didn't pick it up sooner, because I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm probably just over halfway through it, I think. It's a little bit slower. It's a bit thicker than this one, so it's taking me a little bit longer, but I'm enjoying that. I will give you an update, hopefully, on that one the next video. And I am sorry, I'm just looking at my calendar and realizing that Halloween is more than a week and a half away. It's like 2.5 weeks away. Get it together, girl. Anyways, the two audiobooks that I've started reading are The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, which has been returned. It was like a skip the line loan, so I only had 7 days for it and didn't finish it. So hopefully that'll come back up soon. And then the only one left, which is also by Riley Sager, which hopefully I will be able to finish that one before it gets returned. So reading has been going pretty well. I'm enjoying all of the things that I've been reading, which is great. Second up, shows. I have paused my Grimm rewatch, or my Grimm obsession, and started a Supernatural rewatch. I really want to finish the show. So I've never actually finished the show. I always get to, I don't know what season, but I always start it. I get stuck somewhere in the middle, and then I get stuck again at a later season. And I know it's all out now. There's a lot of the last few seasons I don't think are that great, but I think there's some good episodes in it. And it's kind of one of those things that I'd like to just have finished it at least once. Will it happen? This rewatch? Unknown, but October seems like a good time to start it. So I've been watching that. Rewatches are great because I'll also sometimes just skip episodes that I don't like. Oh, that one I'm not in the mood for. Bye. So I'm not a strict rewatch every episode person. And then the other thing I've been watching is Loki season 2. So if you're not familiar, Loki is a show on Disney Plus that follows the Loki from the Marvel. And it's Tom Hiddleston as Loki, and I love it. I loved season 1. I have been waiting for season 2 to come out. So it started 2 weeks ago. So we've seen 2 episodes so far, and there'll be another episode this coming Thursday. And I laugh. The first episode, I laughed so much. I highly recommend it. If you're at all into sort of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'd say for sure check it out. If you like Loki, I'm a huge Loki fan. It's just enjoyable. Definitely need to watch the first season first. It's probably good if you have a little bit of Loki background as well, but highly enjoyable. I'm enjoying that one a lot. And normally I like to binge watch shows, but I'm also kind of enjoying only getting this one episode a week. Builds anticipation for it, so I'm enjoying that. Games, I told you last time that I hadn't played too many games, but I was planning on it, and I have played some now. So the first one I played was Paleo Pines, and this one is available on PC and Switch, and I think it runs pretty great on the Switch. That's where I've been playing it, and it's basically a farming game, so a farming sim game. Think Stardew Valley, or not really Animal Crossing, but can I think of any other farming sims? My Time at Portia, kind of. But there's dinosaurs. So it is, I'll put the cover photo of it here. I am highly enjoying it. I've been playing it pretty much consistently since 2 Tuesdays ago. I think just after my last Flosstube, I picked it up and I've been playing it pretty consistently since then. Had to restart because my first save accidentally got deleted. So that was not great at all. But I restarted it and I'm loving it. I love getting to make friends with dinosaurs and finding ones that are going to help me on my farm and help me progress the quest. And it's kind of a more low-key farming game than some others. And I like it. I know it's not one that will be for everyone, but I'm very much enjoying it and would recommend it. I've also played a little bit of Don't Starve. I'm toying with trying to see if I can do like a survive for 20 days or 25 days run. I had just thought about just trying to start that and then died at 7 days because in an ironic twist of fate, I starved because I was doing great and I did all these things and didn't pay attention to the fact that my hunger bar had gone down. And I was living in an area surrounded by berries and food and carrots, and I still starved. So that was great. And then the last game, actually second last at this point, but I've also been playing Voltaire the Vegan Vampire. This one is in early access still. It's supposed to come out shortly. I don't think it's coming out for Switch, but it is coming to Steam. And it is a farming sim with a combat element to it, different than like mines. So if you're familiar with Stardew Valley, there's sometimes combat in the mines. Kind of along those lines, but a little different. Not too complicated. You're not doing any huge tactics, but there's a little bit of tactical strategy that you kind of gradually get introduced to. But basically, you are a vampire who eats only vegetables. So you strike out on your own to farm, but your father's not super impressed with your life choices. So every night, he sends some bad guys to terrorize your farm and destroy it. Constantly, night after night. So you're always trying to plant food, and then your father's baddies are coming to try to destroy them. So you're trying to defend it. It's great. I'm very much enjoying it. I just finished the tutorial playthrough. I've survived 4 nights. I think I have to survive 3 more for the first quest. So 7 nights is kind of the first quest goal. If you're at all familiar with Don't Starve, it's very similar to that in a lot of ways. Like it has a similar vibe. But I'm enjoying it a lot. It's great. So far, I am very much loving it. And I have played that on my gaming channel. If you're at all interested, feel free to go take a look. And then there's also a bunch of demos out right now for Steam Next Fest. So by the time you see this, that will have been finished, but some of the demos will stay up throughout the week. So if you're at all interested in PC games, and PC indie games in particular, then I would definitely check out Steam because there may still be a bunch that are left available from Next Fest. But I think that's all I have to report on the gaming side. And finally would be my creative work, which there's actually not too much report. I had to retweak sort of my schedule for editing just because I had made some unrealistic goals. Now that I've had 2 months to kind of see how much I'm able to edit in a night, it turned out there were a few days that were kind of slotted for a good 1,500 words extra than I can generally get done in a good editing night. So add into that Christmas and busier schedules over the next like couple months leading up to Christmas, I had pretty much set myself up for failure on that one. So we've tweaked it. I've given myself 2 weeks off over Christmas where I can choose to edit if I have time, or if I'm interested, I might be able to catch up if I get behind or get a little ahead. But if I don't get anything done, that's also fine. And then hopefully we'll be able to have all the edits, first round of edits done by the end of January. So that is on track. I'm very excited about that. And other than that, things are going well. I'm working on getting into my schedule, doing some editing. Hopefully I've kind of got some ideas for some podcasts that I'd like to work on in the new year. Maybe this year still, we'll see. And I'm playing with some video editing. So I don't always get to do too much editing on this channel. I kind of try to keep the editing to a minimal. But I've been getting some extra practice because I finally had some videos from my other channel that were stuck in, needing to be edited mode for a couple months. So I got into those and finished them up, and have had to overcome a couple hurdles for some of those things, some mistakes that were made, and which caused a few tense moments. But in the mistakes, we learn things, right? So learning a lot along those lines, which I am enjoying. But I think that is it for today. I simultaneously feel like I have flown through this video, and like I've missed saying a ton of things, and like I've said everything. So I don't know. Maybe I'm been all over the place like I think, or maybe I'm just on top of it this week. Unknown. Difficult to say, but thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you were able to get in lots of stitching, lots of good stitchy progress. If you have made it to the end, I was going to put this question like halfway through this time, but I forgot. So if you made it to the end, put a fall emoticon in the comments. Something that reminds you of fall. Anything. It can be your choice. Just anything that reminds you of fall down in the comments below. That would be wonderful. I am very excited to see your responses. I will see you hopefully in 2 weeks. And until then, have a wonderful, wonderful stitchy week. Bye.